we need people with ganas to be able to get involved. And it's very critical that we have a broad spectrum of input, perspectives. As I started out this morning, we do not want the mentalidad de kiosk mentality. We want to open it up, so we need, as we say, old-blooded experience, new blood with ideas, very critical. So I'm going to turn it over then to David and also to Mary Mooney. Mary Mooney has graciously, it's tough when it comes to anything about board positions and voting and in all that process. So we're going to defer over to Mary with her experience, something we can continue all to learn more about, to address the matter of the board positions and what is available, and looking to please join. And then after that, we will be talking about committees, and like I said, and then want your input on what Mano can do more for you. So, with no further ado, Mary.
Thank you, Angela. And I want to just take a few moments to kind of bring everyone to the same kind of general understanding of where the organization is, so that you can see kind of what we've started with, where we are today, but most importantly, and I think Rogelio, I'm sorry, Rogelio said, is that better? Rogelio said that, we need the keys to the house. So the election processes are the way to not only give you the key, but also duplicate the key so people can come in, do the work they need to do, and improve the home for our family. So very, very quickly, and David, I'm not sure, can you help me read this way? Sure. It has to be recognized, first of all, with individuals such as Rafael Cedano, that so many people have been working in their communities for decades of providing services at the grassroots level with no recognition of the special services they were providing, all of the languages that they were using. And many people have been doing this since they were very small children, similarly again to any experience of a community that does not share the language of English and depends upon so many other options for access. And so in El Paso, for example, we've been working on issues since 1985, officially having conferences and workshops and standing on the shoulders of people who are no longer with us. T.J. O'Rourke, for example, who came to El Paso and helped us in the early years. So we want to acknowledge all those community efforts, and only you have those histories which need to be gathered and shared. But as we formalized a work together, we all met in the 84, it was in Boston, and it was the convention that was called the National Latino Council. And during that time, it was a very important conference, and many of us attended from all over the United States, and there was a subgroup that said interpreters need to work together, and let's move this forward. And there was sort of like a general consensus to start activities on a national level. Then the National Multicultural Interpreter Project received federal grant funding to hone in on the multicultural communities, but had to spread its efforts over all communities of color, and that was Intertribal Deaf Council and American Indian, Alaskan Native issues, the African American issues with NAOBI and National Black Deaf Advocates. And there was a diverse attention with many groups operating. So under that larger umbrella, it was the first time that all the presidents of organizations came together, and many people got to network in those rooms and have been working together ever since. So NMIP monies could fund workshops and meetings that got some of this energy coming together. But that funding ended kind of abruptly but knowingly in the year 2000. So people will still ask, what is the NMIP project, or where is it, or can I join it? No, you cannot join it. It is not an organization, but it is a body of curriculum which is on the internet. I can leave a website, but it's accessible to anyone and for no cost. It's just on the website. So as a result of those stakeholding organizations, we began to say that if we meet at RID, one day before RID, we can start to organize and focus issues on trilingual issues. So a series of one-day conferences, of which the suggestion was, just brought up, of how we need much longer training to really get LSM vocabularies and really start to take on some of the serious training issues. But given what we have, the one-day conference, there has been a series over the years starting with, and you can read them there, 1999 in Boston, where we said let's form a separate standalone organization. And that does not come lightly, because when you separate or create a new organization, your energies are divided. We're firmly in support of the R&D activities, but at the same time, here's this extra work that we're taking on. But it was following the model of NAOBI, our sister organization, and seeing the great things that had come out of the work of NAOBI for many, many, many years. So over the series of conferences, we have established the 501c3 status, come up with a membership organization. So the question in most people's mind is, I pay my membership, and I want a chance to interact, and I want a chance to have an opportunity of participating. So there was a decision this year that because membership had kind of been a little bit irregular, we're holding on all membership, and all of it is current until the end of this fiscal year, in which we will start the next membership cycle, and hopefully we'll be on track. Now, end of this calendar year, excuse me, our fiscal year will end December 31st. So the bylaws require that you have to have names on the 501c3 status. So Angela Roth was director, Dr. Angel Ramos representing the Hispanic deaf community, and Leo Hidalgo represented the working interpreters. Those three people carried the 501c3 status, brought us into fruition, and then we're creating a set of officers and regional positions that we're now in a position to start a rotational election process. So to cut to the chase, we're here at the point that we need a nominating committee, because what a nominating committee does, it's a group of individuals who are not going to have a vested interest of serving on that board, but are there to be the talent scouts, to listen to people who want to step forward and say, I have this gift, I have a passion for politics, I have a passion for website development, I have a passion for workshop development, legislative issues, and I want to work. So the positions currently in place are: President is Angela Roth, Vice President David Quinto Posas, Secretary, and I'm going to spell her name slowly, Zurasaida Zurasaida Flores from New Mexico. The Treasurer position is currently vacant, and we have a set of regional positions that mirror RID. So in Region 1, we have Carmen Garcia. And Carmen, are you here? Where's Carmen in the room? Oh, I'm sorry, Carmen's not present in the room. Region 2 is vacant. Region 3, Saul Artiaga, and he's working as an interpreter. Region 4, Lorena Ramirez. And Region 5, Minnie Ponce. Is Minnie present in the room? Yay! Joe Ocampo was board member at large and has just tendered her resignation and completes her board position. And I am serving in an ad hoc board position at large with responsibilities of trying to get the bylaws kind of into place. So at this time, what we're going to start is a rotational cycle with the positions of president and secretary completing out 2 years, Region 2 and 4 completing out their 2 years, and vice president, treasurer, and regions 1, 3, and 5, and the position from Joe Ocampo, which we'll call board position 1, to be held in an election that we will have to conduct by a process of email or letter. We'll have to do a kind of at-large, at-home election process. So right now we're asking for people to self-identify who is interested in serving in any of these positions, who is willing to work on a nominating committee to help identify people who may not be present in the room, but who have been members up into this fiscal year and might be willing to take on these leadership positions. If uncontested positions occur, we can have an acclamation vote. However, if contested positions